So I thought to um, my idea for a class today was to mix up the morning routine a little bit. So just going through some other movements that are beneficial for the body that kind of stay in line with moving through your full range of motion, but mixing it up a little bit just to keep everything sort of fresh. So we'll kind of we'll go through a similar routine where we take a lot of the joints through the same movements that we do, but then we'll also deviate a little bit just to challenge our body maybe in some ways that we have before, but just not regularly during this class. So let's do that. Um, to begin here, we'll start as we normally do with the morning routine. So you're just going to keep the belly nice and firm, and we'll start with our neck and move our way down. And so as you hold the body nice and stiff, as you hold the body nice and still, let's take our neck through its full range of motion. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, everything else remains still. As you hug the chin down to the chest, you're going to pull the chin down towards the floor. Try to draw the biggest circle you can with your chin and your nose. You're going to start to turn the chin and nose over towards the left shoulder as much as you can. And then from there, without any pain, side bend the neck, pull that ear down behind the shoulder. And then in a smooth sort of rotation or smooth movement, you're going to roll the head back. And there's an effort there in trying to pull the nose to the ceiling. We'll go the other way now. You're going to start to actively pull that right ear down and back behind the right shoulder. And then you're going to rotate the chin and nose over towards that right shoulder as much as you can. Then pull the chin as close as you can to the front of the body. Start to swing the head and neck down through center and once again over to the left. Go a little deeper if you can without pain, side bending the neck to the left. The head again is then going to roll back. That effort in pulling the nose to the sky. Going the other way, we'll start to pull the right ear down to the floor, actively turning the chin and nose over towards that right side. Pulling the chin back down to the center of the chest. Again, keep the rest of the body firm. Let's make a U-turn. Turn the head and neck back over to that right side. From their side, bending over to the right. Head rolls back, lifting the nose to the ceiling. Leaning the head then to the left. And twisting the head over to the left. Last round, go as big as you can. Chin to chest, chin and nose back over to the right shoulder. Side bend the head and neck, ear behind shoulder. Head rolls back, pull the nose to the sky. Leaning over to the left, twisting over to the left. Pull the chin back down to the center of the chest, and then let's rise back up. Right away, we'll shift to the shoulders here. So a little bit quicker than we normally do here because we're going to be doing some other movements for the shoulders. Bring your arms out in front, some fists with hitchhiker thumbs. Take a big inhale. We're going to reach the arms up. Internal rotation once you get to the top. That's the thumbs turning inward and then forward. And then you're going to sweep those arms as big as you can up and back behind you. Thumbs are turning down and into the body as you reach back. Now, without the head and neck diving forward, as you inhale, reach those knuckles up away from the floor. Try to search for more lift if you can, and then slowly return back from where you came. Big circles in those shoulder sockets. Eventually, their arms moving forward and down. One more time, big inhale, reach up. Find your max as you then internally rotate, thumbs pointing forward. Sweep those arms as big as you can up and back, thumbs turning down and in. From that back side, as you inhale, pull the knuckles up away from the floor. Slowly return back from where you came. Try to go a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper if you can. Reaching up high, up, over, and down. Right away, we'll get into the shoulder blades. So bring your knuckles to the tailbone. The hands can glide up and down the back a little bit here, so don't feel you have to keep the hands fixed in space. But focusing on the shoulder blades, we're first going to elevate. So shrug your shoulders as high as you can to the ears. Simultaneously wrap the shoulders forward, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Stay with that forward effort as you then depress. You're going to shrug the shoulders low to the ground. And then stay with that effort as you then retract. Pinch the shoulder blades back to the spine. Do it again, shrug high. A smooth movement. Keep it going as you wrap forward. Stay forward as you shrug down. Stay down as you pinch back. Make a U-turn here. From down and back, you'll go down and forward. Forward and up. Up and back. Back and down. One more round here. Down and forward. Forward and up. Up and back and down. All right, good stuff. Now that we have the shoulders all warmed up, let's increase the challenge a little bit here. We're gonna move through some swimmer hovers. So bring your arms up into a Y. And then what I want you to do throughout this entire movement is to pinch the shoulder blades back toward your spine. So that retracted position. Stay retracted in the shoulder blades as you pull your arms as far back as you can behind you. Take a deep breath. And then as you next exhale, the elbows are going to bend. You're hinging from the elbows and you're bringing your hands as far behind your head as you can. Searching for a little more here. It's challenging when you're at your end range. I want you to pinch those shoulder blades closer together. And I want you to try to pull the hands a little further back behind your head. Nice. Now, as you inhale, you're then going to straighten the elbows. Draw the arms down into a bottom facing Y. So turn the knuckles forward, pull the palms way back, pinch those shoulder blades together. And as you exhale next, again, hinging from the elbows, you're going to bend them and bring your knuckles behind the tailbone. So see if you can pull the shoulder blades a little closer together, and then see if you can pull those knuckles a little further back behind the tailbone. Let's do it again. Inhale, straightening the elbows. Draw the arms up into that top facing Y. So with the palms facing forward, the arms are pulling way back. Those shoulder blades are pinching in. Exhaling to bend the elbows. Again, bring your hands behind your head. Search for more. Shoulder blades closer together. Elbows and hands pulling a little further back. Let's do it again. As you inhale, we'll straighten. Draw the arms down into that bottom facing Y. You're turning the knuckles forward and you're pulling those palms way back. Exhaling, bending the elbows. See if you can bring those knuckles behind the tailbone once again. Searching for a little more space. Shoulder blades are closer and hands are pulling a little further back. We got one more round. Inhale, straighten the elbows. Arms up into that top facing Y. With the palms forward and the hands pulling back, pinch the shoulder blades close, bend the elbows. Try to find as much space as you can here because it's our last round. Elbows pull back, palms pull back, shoulder blades pinch a little closer. Next inhale, you're going to straighten the elbows. Draw the arms down into that bottom facing Y, knuckles forward, palms back, shoulder blades together. Bending the elbows, bring those knuckles behind the tailbone. It's the last movement of all here. Pinch closer together, pull knuckles further back, take a deep breath. Exhale, let's relax. Oh, all right. That was a great way to warm up the shoulders at any time of day. So now let's move into, we're gonna take our spine through its full range of motion here. So a couple ways you can set that up. You could sit in a cross-legged position. You could, if the inner thighs are available to you, to take your feet nice and wide. I prefer this second position here because it kind of gives the torso a little more of a solid foundation to move out and around. But either position works just fine. In either scenario, you're going to grab a hold of opposite shoulders with your hands. Now, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, imagine a crunch, an upside down crunch. I want you to pull your chest to your belly button, round your backside as much as you can into a C shape. And then as you stay in that C, twist the body as far as you can over to the left side. Twisting as far as possible. I then want you to side bend. Pull that left shoulder down to the ground. Try to stack the right shoulder on top. And then you're beginning to roll back, just like we did with the neck. Lean the shoulders behind your butt and then try to push your chest up into the arms as strong as you can. Then go the other way. We're going to actively pull that right shoulder down to the floor. And then you're going to twist over to the right side. Pull yourself back down into that C. Do it again. Go a little bit bigger as you again twist over to the left as far as you can. Side bend to the left as far as you can. Don't let gravity do all the work here. Actively pull that left shoulder down. And then leaning back. Lean the head and chest back behind the butt. Push the chest up against the arms. And then go the other way. Actively pull that right shoulder down to the floor as much as you can. Feel that side oblique working. And then rotating, you're going to twist your torso as far as you can to that right side. Pull yourself back down into that C, move to your middle, and then we're going to make a U-turn. Once actively and then once passively. First, twist actively over to the right side, and then you're going to side bend as far as you can to the right. Leaning back, feel those back muscles working. They're pulling closer together and your chest is being propelled to the ceiling. Then we're gonna go the other way. You're gonna actively pull that left shoulder down to the floor. And then you're gonna twist over towards that left side. Pull yourself back down into that C. Now let's make a little adjustment here. I want you to release the arms. Take your hands out in front of you, and like you're doing cat pose, push down through the arms so that you can round the spine a little bit further. So we're not just working with active range of motion, now we're getting passive here. We're using other parts of our body and the floor to go a little bit deeper into our shapes. As you stay within this rounded position, I want you to start to walk those arms over towards the right side. Same thing here, just a little rotation. I want you to round the spine just as we were in the previous position, but also we are rotated at the same time. See if you can find a little bit more. Then what I want you to do is I want you to keep that right arm on the ground, and I want you to take that left arm up and over. You could play with this a little bit here. Try to find the angle that your body is telling you is best for you. We all hold tension in different lines in the body, so feel free to come a little bit forward and down. Feel free to roll a little bit further up and back. Find that sweet spot and take another breath. And then after you've exhaled all the way, reach that left arm all the way up and back behind you. Just like we did before, we're going to start to walk back in towards our midline. Our arms are behind us. Push down through the hands so that you can push your chest up towards the ceiling. Feel those shoulder blades pinch together. See if you can find a little more extension. The back muscles are firing, the arms are firing, and you're going as deep into extension as you can. Take another breath in. Exhale. Now, as we walk the left arm out to the left side, we're going to take that right arm up and over. So use that left arm to support you. Reach that right arm further up and over. And again, you're just playing around with some small movements to find where is the best angle for you to keep your torso. Sometimes for me, it's when I turn my chest down towards that left thigh. Other times, if I have a little more tension in the side body, then just stacking each shoulder on top of each other tends to get a deeper stretch. You're going to take another breath in here. And then as you exhale, start to walk both arms out to the left side of your mat as your chest turns down to the floor. Push down through the hands. Remember, we're coming into that rounded C position. So it's almost like you're doing an upside down crunch, but our torso is simultaneously twisted over to the left side. Hold that as you exhale. And then as you inhale, we're going to walk the body back through center. From there, we're going to rise back up. Feel free to shake the shoulders around. Feel free to shake the torso around a little bit. And then we're going to warm up our wrists really quickly so that we can then move on to hands and knees. So what I want you to do is I want you to come into a cross-legged position and then push your forearms down into your thighs. You're going to be very, very careful to make sure that the elbows don't let your thumbs stack on top of your pinkies. We don't want the elbows to get involved here. So keep the hands parallel to the ground, not letting the hands turn in towards each other. We're going to extend our wrists. No movement in the forearms. You're going to pull those fingers as low as you can to the ground. And then I want you to keep those palms flat as you push your hands in towards each other. Remember, don't let the palms face one another. Hands are still facing up towards the sky. Then we're going to flex the wrists. So make sure those palms and fingers stay flat as your palms face your shoulders. So they're pointing back to the body. And then you're going to push your hands out away from each other as much as you can. You're going to be a little more limited there. Do it again. So extend your wrists, fingers to the floor, and then push the hands in towards each other. Flex the wrists, fingers point to the sky, keep the hands flat, and then push those hands out away from each other. Let's come back down to the ground. So pull the fingers to the floor and then make a U-turn. You're going to push those hands back out. Flex the wrist, point the fingers to the sky. Push the hands in towards each other. And then extend back down to the ground. Last round, challenge the wrist. Make it challenging for yourself here. You're going out, up, in, and down. Nice. Now, roll those wrists around a little bit. And then we're going to come out onto hands and knees. So hands and knees, we're going to be working with each hip individually, taking each hip through its full range of motion, but then we're going to add a little bit of something onto the end of this movement. So I'll show you what we're going to be doing once we get there. But if you've never done this, feel free to follow along with me, looking up at the screen at any time. One thing you want to be really mindful of here is that your hands at all times are going to be consciously pushing down into the floor. And you're going to make sure those triceps are really strong so that neither elbow is able to bend. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, I would like you to hug your left knee as far forward towards your chest as you can. Remember, hands pushing into the ground, elbows straight. As you inhale, you're going to bring that left knee up and out to the left side, making sure that the left side of your butt cheek did not stack on top of the right side. Both sides of your hips are an equal distance from the ground. See if you can lift your heel a little higher than the knee, and then allow that knee to draw a very big circle, taking it from 9 o'clock slowly back to 6 o'clock. Once you're at 6 o'clock, your heel is right on top of your knee. So the bend in your knee did not change. And you're going to kick the knee and the heel as high as you can to the ceiling without the belly dropping down to the ground. So make sure that belly and that spine stays still. Drop the knee down and then kick it right back up. Feel that glute, feel that hamstring working, kicking the heel as high as you can. Turn the knee off to the side, drag that knee back forward. Bring that left knee as far forward as you can towards the arm, and then let that thigh drop back in towards your midline. Make sure hands are pushing to the ground, make sure elbows are straight. Next exhale, hug the knee to the chest. Inhale to bring that knee out towards 9. Lift that heel a little higher. Circle the leg up and back to 6. You're going to kick that heel as high as you can to the sky at 6. Now, what I want you to do here is to feel the leg, feel the belly. Nothing else is changing. I want you to kick this heel as high as you can. Kick it even higher if possible. You're not going to let that knee drop down at all. Very slowly, as you exhale next, I want you to straighten that lifted leg back behind you. Go all the way to straight. If you truly go to straight without that knee dropping, you're going to start to feel that hamstring working. You're going to feel that glute working. Everything on that back chain is working. And then you're going to bend the knee back from where it came. And once you get there, see if you can lift the knee a little bit higher. Remember, the belly is not allowed to drop down to the ground. Lift that knee as high as you can. Do not let it drop. Again, straighten that lifted leg back behind you. Go all the way to straight and then bend it. We're going to do it one more time here. So lifting the knee a little higher. Hold it at that height. As you slowly straighten that leg back behind you and then bend it. Nicely done. You're going to drop that knee down to the ground. Whew, it's good work. Let's come to the other side here. If your wrists are bothering you a little bit, feel free to roll your wrist around as I turn around so you can see the other side clearly. And then bring your hands back down to the floor. Remember that conscious effort of your hands pushing into the ground. And then with your elbows nice and straight, next exhale, let's hug the right knee to the chest. Inhale, bring that right knee out towards 3 o'clock. Remember, no bend in the elbows. Keep the body still. Lift your heel a little higher than your knee. Circle that knee back to 4 o'clock, back to 5 o'clock, back to 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, you're going to kick that heel as high as you can. And then drop the knee an inch, kick it up and back once again. Feel the glute, feel the hamstring working because we're coming back here in a moment. You're going to turn the knee off to the side, drag the leg forward. Make it as smooth of a movement as you can. And then let that thigh drop back to the midline. Make sure the hands are still pushing, elbows are straight. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, knee out to 3. Knee is going to drop, the heel is going to lift. And then that knee slowly circles back to 6. Now, once you get back to 6 o'clock, make sure that heel is right on top of the knee. The knee is not out to the side relative to that foot. Now, feel the belly, it's firm. Kick that heel as high as you can without the spine changing shape. Now, you're not going to let that knee drop at all. As you inhale, next, straighten that lifted leg all the way back behind you, and then slowly bring it back in. I want you to lift that knee a little higher. Don't let the knee drop. Inhale, straighten, Go all the way to straight. Feel that back chain working. Slowly bring it back in. Last round. See if you can lift the knee a little higher. Again, do not let that knee drop. Straighten slowly. Nicely done. Slowly bring it back in. And then we're going to bring that knee down to the ground. And then we're going to come back onto our seat. So drop down to your butt. If you had a prop underneath, then set that up. So we're going to skip the knees and the ankles here and go right away to our toes, wrapping things up with the toes. So I'd like you to grab a hold of your shins, wrapping the arms around your shins just like so, and then look down at your feet. We're going to individualize the movements in our toes here. So keep your 4 little toes still and lift just your big toes off the ground. And then you're going to tap those big toes back down to the floor and then do it again. See if you can lift just the big toes off the ground. Bring those big toes back down to the floor. Keep the big toes where they are and lift your 4 little toes off the ground. Nice. Tap them back down and then do it again. 4 little toes, lift. Nice. Tap them back down. Now lift everything. What I want you to do is just tap your big toes to the floor and then lift. Do it again, just your big toes. Lift. Now this is our grand finale here. So it's like piano keys or a fan. You're starting from your pinkies and then going one at a time all the way to the big toes. So start by dropping your pinky toes to the floor, and then your ring toes, and then your middle toes, and then your long toes, and then your big toes. Do it one more time. Lift everything. Tap your pinky toes, ring toes, middle toes, long toes, big toes. We are all done with that. Great job. So finishing up with the movement, find a comfortable seat. Let's start with breathing. Relax the belly, and then as you inhale, the belly is going to move forward. Continue to inhale to the belly, where the belly eventually moves out to the sides as well. And then as you exhale, using those abdominal muscles, you're going to compress the belly, make sure to empty all the way back out. Holding your attention on your belly. Inhale, fill the belly. Fill the belly as much as you can. Exhale, empty the belly. Emptying the belly as much as you can. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, empty the belly. Then we're going to start to add a little bit to this. As you inhale now, first fill the belly. And then continue to inhale where you're filling the sides of your ribs. Exhale, empty the side ribs. And then vacate the belly. Do it again. Inhale, first filling belly. And then ribs. Exhale, emptying ribs. And vacating belly. One more time. Inhale, belly. Ribs. Exhale, ribs. Belly. We're going to add the third step to this now. Inhale, first fill the belly. Then your ribs. Continue to inhale now where you fill all the way to the top of your chest. Exhale, chest. Ribs. Belly. Do it again. Inhale, belly. Ribs. Chest. Exhale, chest. Ribs. Belly. Start to take this under your own pace. Breathing with this 3-phase process. See if you can slow the breath down, slowing the velocity of your breath a little bit more. So one round of breathing has been extended. If you find that there's any fluctuation with the velocity in your breath, see if you can smooth your breathing out. We're also going to inquire, see if you can find any more depth, a little more depth at the top of your inhale and a little more depth at the bottom of your exhale. Slow, smooth, deep breathing, both in and out. One more breath. Letting that breath go. And begin to let that go. Come back to how you're feeling. Wonderful. Then, with your eyes still closed, let's draw the hands up to the chest. And I just wish to express a ton of gratitude to you all for tuning in and practicing today. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope to see you again soon.